Good afternoon, Coach. Welcome to HSBN Media Days. How are you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Awesome. So, can you please introduce yourself and the players that you have here today?
Absolutely. My name is Carmine Ciafaletti. I'm the head varsity coach here at Seminole Ridge High School. I'm joined by my 5 seniors for this year. Right here is my senior captain, Michael Nethercoat. I have senior Wayne Coleman, senior Kyle Latham, senior Case Jennings Griffin, and right up here, senior Antonio Aguiar.
Awesome. Has anybody committed anywhere, Coach, or looking to go?
No commitments yet, but a few of my guys right here are in the process of talking to some schools. So we're going to let the season play out, and surely by season's end, they'll definitely be committed and knowing where they're going in the fall.
Great. And, Coach, why is it important for you to bring your players out to media days?
I just think it's important for kind of it to be like a traditional way of starting out the season. You know, you go through your tryouts, you set the rosters, and it's kind of a way of the team kind of seeing, all right, this is the group that we're going into for the season. It's a great way of starting to kind of show face. I think the press conference is a great thing just to be able to kind of talk about the mood and the vibe of the season. And then, of course, just being able to kind of showcase your IO, show what you've been working on throughout the off season, and it's just a good way of setting the tone, I think.
And from the player perspective, who wants to talk about what their favorite activity was here today?
I would have to say the IO. Show off our arms and show off hitting, show off how we hit, mostly showing off.
Anybody else?
Yeah, same for the 60. I like to showcase our speed. Now we'll be able to have a better time of stealing the bases this year.
Awesome. So, Coach, tell us about your roster this year.
So our roster's small. Last year we lost a lot of our seniors. So we had 9 seniors graduate, and there's a couple players who we lost kind of through transfers. So just from that, we're looking at a roster of 14 total this year. So we have our 5 seniors. So we have a good, strong senior core. These guys are experienced, right? There's multiple guys here who have at least 3 years of varsity experience. Everybody here has multiple. And other than that, we do have some really young talent, right? We have a freshman on varsity this year. We have a couple sophomores. Our juniors who are coming up, one of them has varsity experience, but then the rest is going to be their first full year. So it's a good group of senior leaders, and I expect them to take these young, inexperienced guys under their wings. And even though we might be a smaller team, we're not going to use the word retool or a transition year. These guys are experienced enough to know that good baseball can be played regardless of what your roster size is or your inexperience is. We're a talented group, and these seniors are here to lead these young men and to show them the ropes before they head out of here and head off into their colleges.
Excellent. And from the player perspective, how do you motivate yourself as well as your other players on the team?
It's just by working hard and putting that extra work in, that when we're not at practice, and showing them that you have to do those things to be a better team and be the best team we can.
What about for you?
Every practice I try to get better, and just everything I do, I try to see what's wrong with it, and I try to improve it.
What about for you?
It's just about disciplining yourself, disciplining other teammates. Even if it's hard for them, they get better and they work harder.
Excellent. So, Coach, you begin the season playing in the city tournament, as are a few other teams that you saw here today. What are the challenges and advantage of beginning the season with 3 tough tournament games?
Yeah, that's a great question, because between us, Suncoast, Forest Hill, and Palm Beach Central, us 4 schools are kind of, we're kind of equals in a way. We know that it's always going to be a really great, just gritty, competitive game whenever we play those schools. So starting off the year, knowing that you're going to be met with a tough matchup, I think that again, setting a tone, I think, is important. These guys know that they have a challenge that's going to be presented to them early on, and I just think by being met with that good competition early kind of sets up for the rest of the season. I think it's going to help us identify whatever our strengths and weaknesses are. If we play a weaker team that we know we can beat, we may have a false sense of what our team really is. But if we go into the season going against some really good, tough competition, we're going to know what to expect. We're going to know what we have to tune up. We're going to know what we need to build on with our strengths. And it's just a good way of getting competitive really early on and setting up for a good, strong season.
And that's the beginning of the season. What about the rest of the season? How's your schedule look?
Pretty balanced. I think last year our schedule was pretty tough. We had some really good opponents who also had some really strong years. So last year, I think comparing our schedule to this season, I think maybe we have a little bit better matchups for us. I think maybe a little more even matchups. I think it's a schedule that is going to be competitive from beginning to end. But I think it's all teams that are kind of right in our arena, teams that are consistently good year in and year out, and that are always expecting to win some playoff games. So definitely we have our challenges throughout the season, but I expect for us to be ready to go.
Great. And for the players, I mean, you've played with these guys a long time. Are there any certain teams you're looking forward to facing this season?
We're looking forward to face Cardinal Newman because last year, it was a tough game, but now this year we have more grit and we're more scrappy, and we're going to compete with them this year.
Awesome. Yes.
Dwyer.
Dwyer, yeah.
They beat us every single year in the district playoffs. We got to get our get back.
Awesome. Good motivation. So, Coach, sum it up. What can we expect from the Hawks this season?
I think what to expect from the Hawks this season is leadership, senior leadership. I think it's also reasonable to expect that we might see some hiccups here and there, because after all we are a little bit of an inexperienced team, right? So there might be some hurdles throughout the season that we might have to get through. But overall, I have a really strong senior class here. These guys have played baseball together for a long time. Like I said, even though we're young and inexperienced, that's not going to stop any of these seniors right here from thinking that we're going to let it be a bounce back year. They're going to take these guys under their wings. We're going to attack it right head on. And I just think I expect us just to build on some of the good things we did last year and have a stronger season this year.
Excellent. Well, the best of luck for you on the field, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.